Hello friends, as all of you know that yesterday we have completed Maths 1, exercise 1.1. Today I am going to upload my new video of Science 1. So today we will study the Science 1 lesson number 2, chapter number 2, that is periodic classification of elements. Now in this chapter we are going to cover certain points. So in that the first point is that is the elements and their classification. Elements and their classification. Then second point is there, that is the Daubernois triads. In this we are going to study how the scientist Daubernois he tried to classify the elements, or how he used the certain concepts with the help of which he tried to classify the elements. Next one we are going to study, next law is there, that is the Newland's law of octaves. Because here Daubernois triads, it was an unsuccessful one. So after Daubernois, the new scientist, that is the Newlands, he tried to classify the elements by using certain different concepts. After Newlands, Mendeleev tried to classify the elements by using the new concept of atomic number. So we are going to study the Mendeleev's periodic table, and it was a successful one. Mendeleev's periodic table was a successful one, but there were certain drawbacks, due to which some whatever the drawbacks were there, those drawbacks were removed, and Mendeleev's periodic table was converted to modern periodic table. So all these points we are going to cover in this lesson, that is elements and their classification, Daubernois triads, Newland's law of octaves, modern Mendeleev's periodic table, and modern periodic table. Okay, now we'll start with the elements and their classification. Now we have learnt in the previous standard that all the atoms of an element are of only one type. Today 118 elements are known to the scientific world, and however around year 1800 only about 30 elements were known. So today near about 118 elements are discovered. So but in the year till 1800 only 30 elements were discovered, and by using these 30 elements Daubernois tried to classify the elements. More number of elements were discovered in course of time. So in year 1800 30 elements were discovered, but after that the new inventions were carried on and new elements came into being. More and more information about the properties of these elements are gathered. So the scientists, they tried to gather more and more information related to the elements. They also studied the properties of the elements and tried to classify them. To case the study of such large number of elements, scientists started studying the pattern, if any, in the vast information about them. So whatever the information was gathered by the scientists, they started studying those information and they tried to find out a way due to which they can use it for the classification of the elements. You know that in the initial classification, elements were classified into groups of metals and non-metals. Okay, as all of you know that the elements are classified into two groups. In 8th standard we have studied this, that is the two common groups are, that is the metals and the non-metals. Okay, now what happened? A new group of elements came into being, that is the combination of the metals and non-metals. Those elements were called as the metalloids. So now what happened? Elements are classified into three groups, that is the metals, non-metals and the metalloids. So as the knowledge about the elements and their properties went on increasing, different scientists started trying out different methods of classification. So now as the too many properties came into being, elements, new elements were also invented, properties were also increasing. So scientists started using the different methods, various methods for the classification of the elements. Now we are going to study the next point is the second point, that is the Daubernois. Now students, do you know why this classification, why it is required? Because as all of you know that there are so many elements and it is very difficult to recognize recognize whether which element, whether it is a non-metal or non-metal or a non-metal. So it became very necessary to make the classification of the elements so that we can recognize or we can identify them very easily. So now next point we are going to study, that is the Doberzheimer triad. Okay, Doberzheimer triad. Now in 1817, a German scientist Doberzheimer, he suggested the properties of elements and which are related to the atomic masses. Now as I told you that the new elements came into being, their properties were studied. So Doberzheimer was the scientist who told or who studied the properties which were related to the atomic masses, and he considered those properties to classify the elements. He made the groups of 3 elements each having similar chemical properties and called them as a triads. So what Doberzheimer did? Doberzheimer formed the group of 3 elements, and these 3 elements showed the same chemical properties. He formed the group of 3 elements in such a way that they will show the same chemical properties, and that term was called, or a group of 3, it was called as a Doberzheimer. Group of 3 was called as a triads. Group of 3 was called as a triads, and he arranged the 3 elements in a triad in an increasing order of the atomic mass, and showed that atomic mass of the middle element was approximately equal to the mean of the atomic masses of the other 2 elements. Means what? For example, he made the group of 3 elements. These are the 3 elements. Okay. So the atomic mass of the middle element is equal to the mean of the atomic masses of the other 2 elements. So in this way he made the group of 3 elements. Now we will take one example, that is Doberzheimer formed the group of 3 elements, that is the lithium, potassium and sodium. He formed the group of 3 elements, that is the lithium, potassium and sodium. Now lithium, the atomic number of lithium is 6.9, atomic number of sodium is 23, atomic number of potassium is 39.1. Okay. Now as I told you that Doberzheimer triad means what? That is the atomic number of the atomic mass of the middle element is equal to the mean of the atomic masses of the other 2 elements. Okay. Mean of the other 2 elements means what? Mean equal to 39.1 plus 6.9 divided by 2. Okay. So when you will add this, you will get 9 plus 1 10, 0 1 carry, 9 plus 6 15 plus 1 16 and 3 plus 1 4. So 46.0 divided by 2. After dividing you will get the mean, that is the 23, and this mean of the 2 elements is equal to the atomic mass of the middle element, that is the sodium. So, however, all the known elements could not be classified into the Doberzheimer. So, it was in this way he formed the group of such kind of 3 elements, and he tried to prove that the atomic mass of the middle element is equal to the mean of the atomic masses of the other 2 elements. But this was not proved to be a successful one for all the elements, because when Doberzheimer tried to classify the elements, at that time the too many elements were not known, only few elements were there, and some elements were there, and this Doberzheimer triad, it was not successful for all the elements. It proved successful only for the few elements. So after it was unsuccessful one, so after Doberzheimer, the other scientist came into being, that is the Newlands. So now we'll study, that is the Newlands law of octaves. So in this students keep in mind that depending on the Doberzheimer, question will be asked, that is the explain Doberzheimer triad with example. So as I told you, Doberzheimer means what? that is the atomic mass of the middle element is equal to the mean of the atomic masses of the other two elements. This is the Doberzheimer triad, and with examples, so you can give the example of the lithium, calcium and potassium. You can add it divided by 2. So in this way you can prove or you can explain the Doberzheimer triad with example. Okay, it will come for 2 marks. Okay, now we'll study the next point, that is the Newland's law of octaves. English scientist John Newlands, he correlated the atomic masses of the elements to their properties. So Newlands, he tried to find out the correlation between the atomic masses of the elements and their properties. So he in 1866 he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. It started with the lightest element hydrogen and ended up with thorium. So Newlands, he started arranging all the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. He started with hydrogen because, as all of you know, hydrogen is the lightest element, and started from hydrogen, and the last element, that is the thorium. So in this way, from hydrogen till thorium, he arranged all the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. He found that every 8th element had the properties similar to those of the first. So he found that Newlands, he arranged the elements, and he found that after 8th element the properties were, Newlands arranged the elements from hydrogen till thorium. So as all of you know that the lightest element is the hydrogen. He started from hydrogen and ended till thorium because in those days thorium was the last element. So for example, he saw that sodium is the 8th element from the lithium and both have the similar chemical properties. So he arranged the elements and he saw that after every 8th element, they showed the same properties. For example, he started from hydrogen. So in this, the first element is hydrogen, then lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen and oxygen. So these are the 7 elements, and after 7 elements, that is the fluorine and sodium. Okay, so here the property of hydrogen and fluorine is same. So he saw that after every 7 element or the 8th element, first and the properties of the first and the 8th element is same. Similarly, the property of the lithium and the sodium is same. In this way, he arranged the elements. Also, magnesium shows the similarity to beryllium. So after sodium, the element is, that is the magnesium. So beryllium and magnesium, both the elements show the same properties. So Newlands compared this similarity with the octaves in music. As all of you know, there are the 7 surs in the music, sa re ga ma pa da ni. So in this way, the same concept was used by Newlands. After this 7, the 8th element and the first and the 8th element showed the same properties. He called the similarity observed in the 8th element and the first element as the Newland law of octaves. So what is the Newland's law of octaves? That is, when the elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic masses, it is seen that the property of the first element is similar to the property of the 8th element. So this is the Newland's law of octaves. So in the exam, the question will be asked, that is, state Newland's law of octaves for 2 marks. So that is the Newlands, after arranging the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses, it was seen that the property of the first element is similar to the property of the 8th element. Many limitations were found in the Newland's octaves. This law was found to be applicable only up to the calcium. So this law, again, Newland's law was not a successful one. It proved successful only for the some of the elements. Newlands fitted all the known elements in a table of 7 by 8, and that is the 56 boxes. So whatever the elements were known at that time, he tried to fix those elements in the certain boxes. He made a box of 7 by 8 because at that time 56 elements were known, and he made a group of 7 elements. So 56 elements were fitted in the 7 by 8 box. Newlands placed two elements each in some boxes to accommodate all the known elements in the table. So Newlands placed in some cases what happened, he placed in one box, he placed the two elements which was not proved to be a successful. So for example, cobalt and nickel, then the cesium and lanthanum, so they were placed in one box. These two elements were placed. Cobalt and nickel was placed in one box. Moreover, he placed some properties with the different properties under the same note in the octave. He placed some elements with the different properties. So, in some cases it happened that even though after the 8, we saw that after the 8th element the properties are repeated, but in some cases it was not, the properties were not repeated, so it proved to be unsuccessful one. For example, Newlands placed the metals cobalt and nickel under the note that is the DO. If you see in your textbook it is given Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Dha Ni Sa, and in the table of column of Sa it is given DO2. In that you can see that hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine, cobalt and nickel and bromine are placed. So you can see that cobalt and nickel, they are placed in two elements are placed in the one box. So Newlands octaves did not have a provision to accommodate the newly discovered elements. So if the new elements are discovered, then question is that is the where to place those new elements. So no empty boxes were kept to place those elements. So this was one of the drawback in the Newlands octaves. Properties of the new elements discovered later on did not fit in the Newlands law of octaves. So if the new elements are discovered, then there was no place for them to place those elements. First thing, second thing, that is the properties of the elements. If the new elements are discovered, the new properties are there, so it became very difficult to place those elements in the Newlands law of octaves. So it proved to be an unsuccessful one. Now in the further video we will study about the Mendeleev's periodic table, how Mendeleev tried to remove those drawbacks, or how which concepts were used by the Mendeleev to classify the elements. Thank you.